Al has run 354 or 1354. Garrett Corcoran. Wade Hall from Colorado State. He's run 14 flat this year. You saw him in the 1500 as a qualifier earlier, and our gun is up, and we are off in this race. The freshman Luis Grijalva from NAU has run 1349. He won the Stanford Invitational. Edwin Kurgat, Iowa State, first in the Big 12 5K and 10K. He won both those events. Zach Perrin from Colorado, second in the Pac-12 5K. Jacob Allen, University of San Francisco, as Garrett Corcoran is on the rail now with the early lead. You see Sean McGorty there from Stanford, NC2A runner-up 2 years ago, and has battled back successfully and in impressive fashion from injury. He's a 1324 guy and has worked his way back into championship form. That is McGorty there running in fifth. Zach Snyder from Wisconsin, Ryan Forsyth from Colorado, fifth in the Pac-12. Grant Fisher, the defending NCAA champion, he's tucked in just behind the broad shoulders of his teammate, Sean McGorty. Grant Fisher, 1336 this season. Again, the NC2A champion from a year ago. Jackson Metzler, the sophomore from Oregon, he wears hip 11. Gavin Parpart, Washington. Devin Myrer, Baylor. Joe Hardy from Wisconsin, run 1346 this year. Andy Truard, currently the second fastest time in the NCAA. He's the NC2A indoor champion at 3K.
He's leading the race right now.
And he is out front with Corcoran on his shoulder. Joe Hardy from Wisconsin runs in third. And from Colorado, that's Forsyth running in fourth. Diego Leon, former Hartnell College, junior college, California State champion, now at Montana State, has run 13:39. He hit that time at Mount Sac. Cameron Griffith, a 1,500-meter qualifier, if I'm not mistaken, from earlier today. Cameron Griffith from Arkansas, sixth in the SEC. Ashanefa Hate, Oklahoma State. Carson Hume, Colorado State. Addison DeHaven, as we come into the conclusion of 2 laps in 2:15. DeHaven's dad was a Olympic trials marathon champion in 2000, Rod DeHaven, so that's Addison DeHaven, Boise State, the junior. Austin Dahlquist, Arkansas. Dan Lathrop, Illinois, and Jacob Bilvato from Air Force Academy. That is your field with Truard out front. And Grijalva, his teammate from NAU, there I can see 2 from Colorado, Forsyth and Perrin among our leaders. Diego Leon runs in third for Montana State. First 1,000 in 2:49.
Truard there moving out. Really doesn't want to lead because he moved all the way out into lane 2. He's giving free pass for someone, if they want to go by him and take the lead. Looks like he does have a taker.
Garrett Corcoran. So top 5 and next 2 fastest. So limited number of time qualifiers available here. .325 for Corcoran leading this tight field. McGorty and Grant Fisher on the rail running. Grant Fisher on the rail, McGorty to the outside, running in 5th and 6th. So I was mistaken. That is Jacob Allen, who is running in 2nd for University of San Francisco, just behind our leader, Corcoran. 9 laps to go for Corcoran. And Corcoran, he has the ability to run like Robert Brandt did in that 10,000. If he wants to get away, he's strong enough. He's run at a very high level. So
I wonder now if it's too late, though. Any move now, I don't think the pack would just let him go.
Right. And it's much more difficult to sneak away in the 5,000 in comparison to a 10,000. So where there was a lot more looking around going on. But yeah, if he's going to go for it, well, he's kind of doing it now. But
does have a gap there, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know if it's it's enough. These guys are going to keep it closer, and he does not quite have that ability to get away as easily and sneak out of there. And also, Brandt did it the other night with a teammate's assistance. So Allen and Truard, Forsyth, McGorty, Fisher, Joe Hardy, will shove by Grant Fisher, just letting Joe Hardy know that he's still available to compete when he's ready. So this race maintaining a nice and steady pace here with Corcoran followed by Truard. So Corcoran's also run 3:42 for 1,500 meters in addition to the sub-4 mile. He's 5th in the Pac-12 at 1,500 meters is Corcoran. 13:54 came at the Stanford Invitational where he was 5th. So Corcoran, Truard, McGorty, Allen, Fisher, Forsyth, Connor McMillan, Joe Hardy. It's crowded right now. Now I do see Diego Leon. He is running in 10th, the gold jersey on the outside just behind Hardy. Coming into 7 laps. 7 laps to go. Men's 5,000. First of 2 heats. Top 5 and next 2 fastest in the men's 5,000 will advance on to Eugene. So now Truard moves to the front. And Truard, well established as a distance runner at the NCAA level. Truard, the 13:21:07 at Peyton Jordan. Out front now. And much like Corcoran, I think this is a good move for him. Stay out of trouble. For Truard, McGorty just behind Corcoran in 3rd. McMillan, Allen, Forsyth, Fisher, Hardy, Perrin behind Hardy, and then Leon and Grijalva, who's got a ton of wheels, sits in about 11th. So this is going to be difficult, and I think it may be wise for some of these guys to consider a mid-race move, and we can see a bit of a gap here. Perrin for Colorado just by Forsyth sitting about 8th, and the pack reforms. So 7 laps down here in Heat 1, men's 5,000. Truard still up front. So not a lot of movement with the exception of Hardy, who has picked up a place or two and is tucked in behind McGorty. So McGorty looks comfortable. Everybody looks comfortable, including our leader from NAU, Truard. So everybody in contention at the moment. All of our contenders there. That group of 12 to 13 hits 3K in 8:28. Truard at 8:28. So laps in 67 for Truard. 8:28. We're coming into a 3,200 meter split. And we start to see a bit of a break there and a bit of pressing. I wouldn't say there's a strain going on, but the race is starting to develop here as we are at 9:02 at 3,200 meters. So a very doable pace for all athletes in this field. So it's just what is the effect of accelerations as we see Allen is off the back, who was in that 2nd or 3rd place just a few laps ago, as McGorty assumes that 2nd position. Corcoran back to 5th, and Hardy and Perrin move in front of him. McMillan in 3rd, Fisher in 4th. 67 on the last lap for Truard. So Truard leading McGorty, and Fisher stays tightly connected. Now Zach Perrin is in 4th place. So Truard still very relaxed, very comfortable. .67.1 on the last lap for Truard. And also making an appearance in the lead group from Iowa State is Edwin Kurgat, the Big 12 champion at 5,000 and 10,000. He is on the shoulder of Grant Fisher. Joe Hardy still in the mix for Wisconsin, the 4th-year man. And Fisher and McGorty looking to initiate things here just a bit. And I think that's a smart move by McGorty with 1,200 meters to go. So McGorty to the front, and McGorty has run 3:53 a couple years ago in that fantastic indoor mile with Isaac Yorks. But coming off of injury, he needs to continue this success he's had throughout the season. He ran 3:40 earlier this year, a very comfortable 8:03 outdoors at 3K. So 66.1 on the lead. So McGorty's move in position has also accelerated the pace. Now Kurgat is in 4th, McMillan in 5th, and Perrin looking to attach himself and be part of that qualifying in an automatic fashion. So McGorty, Truard, Fisher, Kurgat, Perrin, and McMillan on the inside. So 6 are there. Hardy needs to keep that pace going with 2 to go as he can look to get a time qualifier. So McGorty dragging this pace along as things stretch out here. Truard at 13:21, he's not letting McGorty go. And neither is the defending champion, Grant Fisher. Perrin looked excellent at the Pac-12 meet as he is now in 5th. Last lap for McGorty, 63.9 for McGorty. So, and McGorty showing no ill effects of this pace. So it's a McGorty, Truard, and they are at 500 meters to go. Grant Fisher looks fantastic. Perrin looks good. Kurgat looks good. Truard looks at the screen to see his qualifying position. 12:50 last 200 in 30.9 for McGorty, and McGorty is rolling right now. So the group of 6 together. Fisher looks good. And again, Fisher had a tough close at the Pac-12 in the 1500, but they are in full flight now, and here comes Fisher. Fisher up with McGorty. Fisher and McGorty. Last 200 in 29.4. Last lap in 60.3. It's Fisher and McGorty, Truard, Kurgat, Perrin off the back. So there appear to be your 5 qualifiers as Fisher finds another gear. Grant Fisher and Truard, McGorty, Kurgat, McMillan will qualify for the NCAA championship. Last 227.7 for Grant Fisher. So, and it looks like Hardy may have gotten, I'm not going to call that yet, on that 7th and potential final timed qualifying position. So Grant Fisher showed fantastic closing speed, 57.5 on the last lap for Grant Fisher, 57.5, 27.7 over the last 200 meters. So fine closing running for the 2 from Stanford, led by Grant Fisher. His teammate McGorty set him up well, and now we see times coming up in what turns out to be a very deep race. Grant Fisher, 13:47.22. Truard, 13:47.86. McGorty comfortably into third place in 13:48. And you can see the rest of the times as the race concludes.